On your mark, get set, go. So I'm going to tell you. So this is what we're doing today. You're going to do what I tell you to do, because I'm the boss. I'm not a boss. I'm the boss. Chick, you're eating the damn... No. Hey. No. Get back. Get back out of there. She was eating my the microphone thing that's hooked up to the phone. Do what I tell you to do. I am not a boss. I am the boss. Chick. Right side. I was watching this video of me. I'm standing on the left side of the horse talking. Well, I'm like, I need to do more of the right side. Come on. Get moving. She's don't want to move. She does not like to be told what to do. That's happening. So I am the boss, not a boss. Now that we got that figured out. Now, horses just do this. When you learn how to start a horse, this is what they do. All of them. I don't care what breed it is. I don't care if it's a wild Mustang out of a herd. This is what they do. And I'm going to tell you how to start a horse. There's one way to do it. It's the only way to do it. There is no other way to do it. Okay, so now we got some drama going. I got you guys all fired up. It's like, oh, there's more than one way. Nope, actually there's not. And see her nipping at me? She just put her mouth on me. Like she's starting to she wants to be the boss. And this ain't the cowboy that you do that to. Okay? I don't, when it's time to get after her, I do. But, like right there, the reason, this is something I figured out watching my videos, why my horses get so good, is because she'll, I've seen her stand here, and she'll cuddle me. She'll get up when she was a year ago. She'd get right up on me like this, and I let her. I'm like, well, I just let her do it because she don't get pushy. And what I realized I do is, without even realizing it, I let her do that. But when she just slightly, just the very little bit of getting pushy, I correct her. I seen it in some of my videos where, oh, she's cuddling me. It don't bother me because she don't get pushy. But the reason is because as soon as she starts to do that, I get after her. And that's why they get good. I was like, I don't know what I'm really doing to make my horses good, but that's what I'm doing. Without even knowing that I'm doing it, I don't tolerate bad behavior. Right here, I don't know if you could see her head kind of coming at me like that. That's her getting pushy. And one day on the video when she was doing the Hi-O Silver Stallion thing, she went away from me and kicked her foot out. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but I did the whip like that at her. Just to let her know that I seen it. And that's the reason why they get good, is because she's being pushy this morning. She's opened her mouth up once on me. She's growing up. She wants to be the boss. Some horses want to be the boss more than others. I am the boss. And I noticed that when I put pressure on her, she's starting to kind of resist, and she'll kick out at me a little bit. And it's coming around where we're, when do you start a horse? When that's a big thing I'm learning too, is like a year ago, you know, I worked with her, but I think it's good to start them as soon as they're born. But really, and I don't know nothing, okay? Let's just go with that. There's people that breed horses and raise them, and you get to learn this stuff. But really, I mean, she's kind of at the age now, she's 2, where I think she's starting to be an adult, you know, getting, I think it's a good age, from what I'm seeing. It's better. I think it's better starting her now than a year ago, because the work I did with her a year ago was good. So I don't even know what I'm saying, so it don't matter. But I'm just seeing things as I'm working with this horse as a, you know, she was born until now. And so how do you start a horse? What's the one way to do it? There's no other way. Well, I got to say that because I want to really get you fired up. And you guys watching can be like, oh, there's more than one way to do it. I'm going to tell you, nope, not another way to do it. And that cracks me up, because when I get done telling you, you're going to be like, yeah, that's how you do it. Because that's how you do it. I've been roofing for 35 years. Okay, I'm not better at roofing houses now than I was when I did the very first roof I ever did. I do it the same way today that I did it then, because when I did my first roof, that was how you do it. And so it's still the same. It's how you do it. 35 years later, it still works. Huh, weird. So it doesn't, I'm not getting better once I figure it out. And because it's how you do it. And with roofing here's the deal. It either can leak or it can't. And I'll ask somebody if they did something, I'm like, can it leak? They're like, well, it shouldn't. Well, no, not it shouldn't leak. It either can or it can't. There's no gray area. Period. And I tell people, because I've been roofing for so long, it's like, this is what I say in my videos. You've probably heard me say it. If you want an opinion, pick a color. Because that is an opinion. Like, you like green, I like black. You like blue, I like yellow. I like white, you like red. That's an opinion. Color is an opinion. You want a bay horse or I don't know the colors. You want a different color. You want a brown horse or a yellow horse or a white horse. It's an opinion. You can say white horse is better than a yellow horse. No, that's not a thing. That's an opinion. You like that color better than the other color. And that's an opinion. So where you don't get an opinion is how to start a horse. How to start a horse is facts. This is how you do it. There's no other way to do it. I don't care who you are on the planet. This is how you do it. And you have to agree with me because I'm right. That's why I'm the boss. Not a boss, I'm the boss. I didn't want to be the boss. I don't like telling people what to do. I love getting this worked up. I'm going to get you fired up. Get you guys all kinds of fired up. And so, this is how you start a horse. This is what you need to do. You need to learn how to read a horse. And I'll just tell you a few things about reading a horse. The tail swishing, the hoof kicking you in the face. When a horse kicks you in the face, it's a good way to tell that they're not dealing with pressure very well. We want to get that. We want to correct that before it knocks us out. So, reading the horses, if they're kicking out at you, if this butts to you, I don't care if you're sending them away in a circle. If they kick out towards you, they're basically telling you no. If their tail swishes, if they pin their ears back, head goes up. The head up and down is that's just a really easy thing to see, but it doesn't necessarily mean if the horse's head's up or down. If it's up, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not relaxed. It's just easier in general. Horses will lower their head when they get soft in the mind, in general. She doesn't do that as much as other horses, but that don't matter where their head is. It's just the easy thing to see when you're reading a horse. It's easy to see if the horse's head is up. It's easy to see if the horse's head is down. So I'm just talking about reading a horse. That's what you want to be able to read the horse. If the horse's head's up and she's relaxed, like my horse, I get on her when her head's up here like this. She's relaxed. Her head being down is not 100% what needs to happen. But it's just the easy thing to see. So, and I've never heard anybody say this, but I look at their mouth and see if they're smiling. And she's kind of right there in the middle of that. Right now, she's really right there. Not, and this is where people let that stuff go. Yeah, I'm reading the horse. This is how you do it. She just resisted, and then you don't do nothing. What happens is that builds up into you getting killed. Every little thing, this right here is going to lead up to me getting killed because I let it go. I'm not letting it go. She's lipping me. She's resisting, and I'm doing this the hard way. I got to do it the hard way without a halter and lead line. But she's really, she's going to need... Oh. See, just because she lowered her head right there, that's not reading. I didn't fix a problem. She lowered her head after I let go. You're not reading the horse. If you think that I fixed something right there, you're not reading the horse. I just was starting to get into a fight with her. I couldn't really win because I don't have a halter on her. And so I'm starting a little bit over here. And this is a situation where, could I do this without a halter? Yeah, but I could get hurt if she, it's just going to be safer for me to put a halter on her and do that. So I'm going to do that. And I'll talk while I get a halter on her because she's starting to get pushy. She's really starting to get violent. And that's reading the horse. It's like I'm seeing this coming. And it's going to be a huge problem. I'm making a big deal out of little things because this is the problem. When you're starting a horse, them little things add up. And you can't, this is why you need to be able to read. If you let them little things add up, I'm going to explain to you exactly what happens when you don't fix a little thing. So this, you got to read the horse, okay? You have to be able to, your timing, your release of pressure is how horses learn. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm just so tired of hearing that. I could do without it, okay? I could do without that information. Because that's such a small part of it. It is a part. I'm not saying that's not a thing, but that's all anybody says. That's the only information that's on the internet that's available to us. The release of pressure is how a horse learns. Holy crap, can you just shut up, please? Stop talking. If that's all you can say about how a horse learns, then just don't even tell people how a horse learns. See how fired up I get? It's like, because I'm trying to learn how to do this. And that's what everybody says. And it's like, boy, I'll tell you what, you take out all the other stuff that has to do with that, and it don't matter. The release of pressure don't matter. I'm not even trying to teach a horse how to learn from a release of pressure. I'm trying to teach a horse to learn how to relax with pressure, not with releasing the pressure. I want to put pressure on my horse and have her stay relaxed. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's how you start a horse. I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff. The horse needs to learn how to relax with pressure. There's no other way to do it. That's how you do it. And how do you get a horse to do that? Well, that's the part that's timing, feel. That's the part you can't really explain necessarily. You can show somebody, but it's timing, feel, and, when do you release? I don't see where, so this is something I'll get into, is the release of pressure. So right here, people will do this. The horse will be running around like a crazy animal. I wasn't even going to do this. I'm not going to explain to you how to do this, but I'm just going to tell you how to do it. And, but that's just something where it's like, the way people do that with the flag, I don't agree with. Does it work? Yeah, there's more than one way to do that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about more than one way to get a horse to relax with the flag. There is more than one way to do that. There's the right way and the wrong way. They both work. So when you're starting a horse, you got to be able to read it. Let's go over this again. You got to be able to read the horse. You got to have timing and feel. The feel is feeling if the horse is tense, getting ready to buck, like her this morning, catastrophic failure pushy. And in the camera, you could hardly see anything. I agree, it doesn't look like much, but boy, I'll tell you what, that's going to build up into you getting killed. And there's no other way to do that. You have to correct the problem. Period. This is what I learned. Her mom's taught me so much. So her mom's been trail road. So right now I'm just getting her to not be pushy. I'm going to start working her, but this pushing it, this is the thing. I didn't come in here with a plan. I just got with her, and then she started being pushy. And now I put the halter on her, and you've seen the battle I had without the halter on her. I didn't do anything different with the halter on. If she got stupid, I can get her handled. And now I put the halter on her, and she's being good. Well, right there, a little bit of resistance. But this is the timing and feel about the release of pressure thing. Yeah, it's a thing. I just released the pressure when she got good. But it is a thing. But it was all the stuff I did before that mattered. That was the last thing. So I keep stopping. Reading the horse. How do you read a horse? Well, you have to know what you're looking for. I'm looking for, well, not that. Not looking for that. Let's get a no-brainer in here. We're not looking for that. But it's a little better. What are we looking for? Boom. Well, we're going to do this until we find what we're looking for. Bam. It's getting better. Release of pressure is how they learn. I don't know. I'm just going bam. I'm not releasing any pressure. Boom. I'm just acting dumb. What are we looking for? We're looking for that boom. Horse to kind of do that. It's getting better. Bam. It's getting better. Boom. How long do you do this for? How long do you get this done? Boom. This is how long you do it until that happens. That's reading the horse. That's just one thing I did that I knew I could do because I haven't done this with her yet. So I knew this would work. But you see a lot of guys do this, and the reason why they do it is because it works. It's a thing. Bam! Boom! Did we get some release of pressure? I don't know what that had to do with anything right here. It didn't have nothing to do with nothing. That's why I say the release of pressure thing is the thing. It matters, but bam! We got a little bit of work to do still. Boom! We're still working on it because I'm looking for, boom! I'm looking for, bam! I'm looking for her to stop reacting. Bam! Now do I release the pressure? I don't, you know what? You do you. So that's reading the horse. It's like I did some pressure. I put pressure on the horse. She reacted. So I kept doing it until she stopped reacting. I didn't put more pressure. I didn't, I could start back here if it was a real problem. Where do you start doing the pressure? Well, see, now I'm starting to explain it. I don't want to get into explaining all this, but I'm just telling you how to do it. And, one day maybe I'll explain it to you when I get better, but the release of pressure, boom, bam. How many times do we got to do this? Boom. And then your horse starts looking at you like, you see people on the internet doing this, and they just do it to get the horse broke. That's how you do it. Do you have to do this thing that I'm doing? No, there's other ways to do it. But I'm saying there is no other way than to get the horse relaxed with whatever you're doing. You just keep doing it until they soften up. That's how you do it. So I'm going to explain this to you. There's no other way to do it. Her mom has been trail road, holy crap, let's just call it 100,000 miles, something crazy. She's been to the Florida Keys, all the way to the end, to the Florida Keys, and Lake Michigan, the ocean, the mountains, parades, all of it. She does not naturally do none of that stuff. She never has. They never will. Not horses that are born doing that, they will do it. And you never have to fix them. This thing about once you do something with a horse, it's done forever. That applies to tricks. Not spookiness. The spookiness, this right here, this stuff, some horses it will last forever. My horses, it don't. I got to redo it all the time. So I'm trying to get to my frickin' sentence. I need to do the right side. I need to start pushing her around a little, get her handled up. So her mom, this is a trainer that I watch online that's good, Warwick Schuler. I don't know how to say his name, but he's really good. He said this lady was like, when a squirrel jumps out, the horse gets worked up. And then the lady's like, then another squirrel jumps out. She gets worked up more. And then, by the time she gets to 12 or 13 squirrels jumping out, she starts bucking. Well, why? The reason is because there's only one way to fix that problem. You have to fix it with the first squirrel. And I studied this with her mom because I can trail ride her mom, but what I realized is that I'm always fixing the first squirrel. Somebody was riding with me and they're like, man, you're always working on your horse. I'm like, yeah, because she's work. So what I did is I took off from the house to drive to Lake Michigan. It's about 3 miles. And she's not a naturally gifted trail horse. She's a great trail horse if I put in the work and make her one. So I rode to Lake Michigan and I rode back. What I did is I rode there, and every time something bothered her, I pretended like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't fix it. And so, because I wanted to learn why you know, it gets worse like that. So every time and when I get to the lake, boy, I'll tell you what, talk about getting her fired up. I got to do the right side. By the time I got halfway back, she was getting ready. She was starting to buck me off because I didn't fix anything. And that's what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if you're starting a horse or you got a 10-year-old horse. You have to fix things as they show up. And that's why if you can't read a horse, then you can't fix it. And that's why you got to learn how to read the horse. And then it's like, okay, then you got to know how to fix it. What do I do to fix it? Well, that's where you got to learn to read. And then the timing of the pressure, how much pressure? How much pressure do you put on a horse? And then you take it off. When you take the pressure off. See your head pop up when I started doing this? This horse is a perfect example of work. A lot of work. Is it getting better? I got a video on there. I did last year with the flag. You can see where she was at with the flag last year and where she's at now. Not as good as I want her to be, but better than she was. But you just got to do a lot of work with her. And when do you stop? What's the timing on this? Well, is the release of pressure teaching her how to relax? No. The release comes while the pressure's being put on and she relaxes. Then you're done. You don't need to keep doing it. It's not the release that's relaxing her. It's the pressure. It's during the pressure is when you want them to relax. And when they relax during the pressure, while you're doing the pressure, then you stop. You didn't teach the horse to relax with the release. The release came after. That's the only way to do it. There's no other way to do it. And you don't have to quit. Like, you can still get a horse, like you can quit in the middle of a problem. And I'm not telling you to do this. And I'm not telling you this is the right way to do it, because it's not. But I'm saying just me, and I'm not telling you to do this. If I'm doing something that's got the horse way more worked up and worried, I try to stop doing it, and then I get the horse relaxed. I did it with the flag in the video. I just got the flag out and I was holding it like this, and she couldn't handle me just holding the flag back here, and she is 15 feet there. So I didn't just keep going and going and going and going and going with the flag. And you can do, this is my point of, there's more than one way to do this, but you have to do it. Like, you have to get the horse relaxed. That's it. And so that's when I say when you're starting a horse, you have to get them mentally soft when you apply pressure. When I put pressure on this horse, so and this is just a fact, put this up here. I'm over here. Now, the closer I get to that horse, the more pressure I'm going to put on him. So I need this horse to stay like that. With the horse that ain't started, you can't even hardly do this. Now, in the whole release of pressure thing, I'm kind of on the soapbox with that. Try and do this. This is reading the horse. There's no other way to do it. The horse needs to be relaxed. When do you release the pressure? After they relax. They're not learning from that release of pressure. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. It just frustrates me when I'm trying to learn how to do something And everybody says the release of pressure is how a horse learns. Yep, you're right. What about all the other stuff? The release of pressure is how a horse learns when you're teaching them tricks, not when you're starting them. When you're starting them, you're teaching them how to relax during pressure, with pressure, not after. And that's a big, huge, it irritates me because I'm going to put pressure on this horse. Okay? There's no release of pressure. This is how it works. It's the only way it works. And if you don't do it this way, you're not riding the horse. This horse needs to be able to deal with pressure. I don't care who you are. I don't care what horse you're starting. You have to do that. That horse has to stand there and deal with that pressure. There's no other way to do it. You're not putting a saddle on it. Well, I say that, but they tied them up and put them on the ground back in the day. So there's other ways to do it. I'm saying the right way to do it. This is the only way to do it the right way. This horse needs to deal with this pressure I'm putting on her. There's no release. I'm not releasing any pressure. All I'm doing is putting more pressure on the horse. I put the saddle pad on. I approach the horse with the saddle pad. That's pressure. I went and got the saddle. More pressure. Now I'm going to put the girth down here. I'm not releasing any pressure. I'm putting more pressure on the horse. I'm going to cinch it up. All we're doing is building pressure. Pressure, more pressure. So now, this pressure right here, this is like man, if you do this the right way, this is the spot where you got to be really good. I don't have to worry about it right now. This horse is done. But she's getting in trouble. Chick, we've been dealing with this. What are you doing? This is what I'm talking about right here, why my horses get good. Because they get in trouble. Now I'm doing this cinch thing, and she's moving around. Holy crap, I did this for an hour yesterday. What's your deal? See, this is a perfect example of this horse being work. It's just constant work. I mean, I've done this with horses. I've spent 20 minutes putting a saddle on a horse. It's never been right out of the field. I spent 20 minutes putting a saddle on a horse. This is where you get mad because she's not doing what I want her to do. And what I want her to do is stand still. And the bottom line with this horse is I've already accepted that when I started her. Quit. When do you release the pressure? I'm adding pressure because I'm getting tired of her freaking moving around when I'm doing this. Now, is that how you do it? Not in the beginning. But we're way past that with her now. We're way past the getting her saddled. Now we're just trying to be able to get on and off her and have her stand here. So I wasn't planning on doing that with the release of pressure thing. I just got fired up about it. The only way to start a horse is to read them. And you gotta teach them to deal with pressure. There's no other way to do it. I don't care if you tie their foot up, lay them on the ground, put the saddle on them, and jump on their back. Yeah, that's a way to do it. It works. But at the end of the day, you're still waiting. The horse is still learning how to deal with pressure. And that's a different way to do it. But it is the same thing I'm saying. The horse still has to learn to deal with pressure, period. How you do that, there's lots of ways to do that. If you want to get them saddled up and get on them and buck them out until they do that, that's fine. But until they learn to deal with the pressure, nobody's riding the horse unless, you know, if you're a bronc rider, you can. But that's the only way to do it. Is there different ways to do that? Yeah, you can just throw the saddle on, cinch him up, jump on, hold on to him, and do all the internet stuff and get bucked off. And then you can get that horse learning. You can get that horse to learn that it can get you off, so it'll just try harder the next time. That's a way to do it. Get them to try to buck you off harder when they get you off the first time, because they're like, oh, I got you off the first time, man. I think I can get you off again, and then they just try harder. What the heck am I doing here? Where's my stuff? Oh, it's right there. And then they just try harder to get you off. It's just like when you teach a horse to tie. If they break it, if you tie a horse and they break it, they have learned that they can break it. I got to do the right side. So I'm teaching her this pressure. She's really getting on my nerves with this trot thing. So the thing I'll show you, and I'm sure as anybody's watching my videos, you're seeing this. Back her up a little bit so she ain't on me. Get that shoulder over. So now I got her out away from me a little bit more. So if you're watching my videos, I'm just telling you right now the amount of work this horse takes. That, man, to get her. So if you're watching, the thing that's frustrating me, anybody with half a brain that trains horses can see the struggle I'm having with her going into the trot. I ask her to go into the trot, and then I cluck and I ask 3-4 times. And it's like, oh, I see it. Trust and believe. And it's frustrating to me that I know that when I ask her shoulder to move out and I push her out away from me, and then I ask her to trot, okay, I fixed it. Holy crap. But did you see how violent I had to get? Did you see how crazy I had to get her to do this? I'm trying to be the professional, softy, cuddly horseman, loving my horse. But man, she makes me get violent. Now, I don't really have this problem going into the trot, and I created the problem at the trot. But this is, see her pin her ears back and look at me. This is bullshit. It makes me want to cuss. I almost swore. I'm not trying to. She's reading the horse right here. This is reading the horse. Like she turned her head towards me and kind of pushed. She was trying to push me around. And I got to get this lope dialed in. She's softening up, but then she's going into the trot. You got to use violence with her. Really irritates me. Why do I have to be so violent? Can't you just be a good girl and do what I tell you? Why does it always have to be violent? And it's just because I'm not as good as other people. That's just the fact. And I understand that. But I'm trying to get something done here. And I've been watching my videos, and I know the guy that's professional horse guy is like right there. That's the spot. you got to get to. So I'm trying to get to a spot with her where her brain's right and I can stop her, and I need to really start doing this. And that's what I'm doing. You know, watch the video and I'm like, oh, there it is. A lot of work to do. Keep her going. I gotta get this fixed. It's a problem. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're getting there. You gotta stay with it until you see it. Reading the horse. Oh. I mean, that's pretty good for, there's a hole over here. I thought it was my horse there for a minute, but she's consistently missing a step right there, and I'm looking at the ground now, and I'm like, oh, there's a little hole right there. There's a problem with the ground. I was like, is there something wrong with my horse? Reading the horse. Like, my horse is going like this. I'm like, oh, what's wrong with my horse? Well, the only time she does it is in that spot right there. She's done it twice, maybe 3 times, but twice for sure, because that's the second time. And it's been in that spot right there. And now that I'm looking at the ground, I can see where it's high there. There's a low spot right there, and it's high. And there's probably a lip on it right there where she's catching her foot on that lip, and it's messing her up. So I'm going to stay away from that spot doing this now. Move over there. And, but the only way to start a horse is to be able to read them. Everybody does it. Get them to deal with pressure that's not going away. So the release of pressure don't work when you're starting a horse. The dealing with the pressure is that's how you don't get killed. Okay? Let me just tell you. You want to stay alive on a horse? Teach them to deal with pressure. What does this horse do when I add pressure? She kills me. Now, I'm adding pressure. What does she do? Now I could ride that. But 5 days ago or whatever it was when I got her out, you sitting on her back. If I'd have got her out, saddled her up and done that, well, I can't say I would have came off, but holy crap, I would have scored a 90. I'll tell you that. If I would have stayed on, I would have scored a 90 with this horse. She ain't even nowhere in the planet of 80s. She's a 90 plus horse. You're scoring a 90 plus, you ride this one. I seen the guy ride her, and he scored a 90. It was situational. That was a situational thing. A lot of resistance in her. We got to get her moving. I got to add some pressure up. I've been soft. I've been cuddle bugging her. Who? We got to get her moving. We got to add some pressure. Her mind needs some pressure added. She's got to step up her game. See, that was pretty good. There's some resistance there, but we're reading the horse. Oh, timing, mine and hers cues. This is where I got to be real careful. We're getting her going. It's a warm day today, so I don't have to worry about getting her. There we go. We're getting something done. A little bit better. Ho. Ho. Ho! See the violence you got to do with her? She might not have heard me, but if she didn't hear me, then she wasn't paying attention. That's all there is to that. I'm not doing nothing. Go. So this is where I need to step up my game and get this lope fixed. Oh. See, that's the body language. I got to do the body language with her. I talk a lot. So what's happened is because I talk so much, I can't depend on her going voice cues. I say stuff all the time to her. Get over here, come here, and nothing. There's no voice cues getting her to do anything I do. Head up, tail flapping. Is there more than one way to do that? Nope. The only way to do that is if you're good, you get this done quicker than me. The head stays relaxed, the tail stays soft. And there's guys that can just ride that. They don't need to get it as good as I do. But it don't matter how good. Here's the deal. Okay, whoa. Oh. So the deal is, this is a fact. There's a lot of famous horse trainer, colt starter guys out there that, this is just what people say. I didn't make this up. They can get the horse started, but nobody else can ride it. You know why nobody else can ride it? Because they're too good. That's why. It's not because they're not doing it right. They're doing it right, and they're too good. The struggle's real. I get a video and watch colt starting from one of these guys, and I'm like, I don't want to risk getting killed because I would never get on a horse the way they get it ready. Never. Does that work for them? Is that the wrong way to do it? Well, nobody else can ride it, so I don't know what to tell you. I could get this horse ready for a kid to ride right now. 2 years old. Kid could ride it. 100%. I could put a kid on this horse and she could walk around the arena on her right now. Not right this second, but I could get her good enough today. Come on, I missed my spot. Dang it, I gotta pay attention. Getting something done now. See her head up? Does it matter? No. But I'm going to put it down. Just like that. I slammed that thing in the ground like I hit it with a sludge hammer. Did you see how hard her head went down? Boom! Bam! You slam it down again. You better, yeah. Put that head in the dirt where I tell you to put it. You don't raise your head to me. I'm just messing around. But it's a trained thing. I said it wasn't. It is. They just do it when you learn when you learn the brain. It's like, what are you doing? Put that head back down. Right now. She ain't doing it. I lost my skilled trade. We're going to add, so what I want to do is I want to add pressure, add pressure, add pressure, more pressure, more pressure, So her head went down a little bit on that side, but I'm going to put pressure on her over here. I'm not going to release pressure. I'm going to put pressure on her. I put pressure on her and her mind softened up. Okay? This is a fact. It's not a copier. This is a fax machine. I don't have a copier. But that's a fact. I did not release pressure to get her head down. I put pressure on her. I'm coming to the saddle to get on her. I made her head go down and her mind to get soft, putting pressure on my horse. Because when you release pressure, that's how you teach him to do tricks. Okay? She stepped right on this. You want a horse to do tricks? Then do the release of pressure. You want a horse to not kill you? Don't release the pressure. Well, don't listen to me. I'm just talking crap. But I want my horse to soften up just like this. The closer I get, the more pressure I'm putting on her. Putting pressure on her. This is pressure. Pressure. Her head's not going down. And you know why? I don't know either. She's making me work for it. So what did I do? I kept putting pressure on her until her head went down, because that's how you do it. You don't have to do it this way, but if you can't walk up to your horse and her get softer, I got my foot caught in the stirrup, and she don't get softer with more pressure, then you got to fix it or you're going to get bucked off. I'm not getting bucked off. Pressure. Pressure. Putting pressure on her. This is pressure. Did I release the pressure when she got mentally soft? No, because I want her to get soft when there is pressure. I don't know what I'm doing. I've already said that 1,000 times, but me staying alive is my problem. So I'm going to do what I know for a fact works, and I'll tell you this, there's still a chance I could die. Okay? That's just a fact. I put pressure on my horse. I'm putting pressure on her. Pressure. I'm putting pressure on her. Keep putting pressure on her. Keep the pressure. When did she put her head down? During the pressure. I can say it 1,000 more times and I'll still be right. When you're starting a horse, if you want to stay alive, you have to teach the horse to get soft or stay soft. The main thing is to stay soft when there is pressure. This is not an opinion. This is how you stay alive with horses. I rode my horse to the beach, got halfway back, her mom, she started wanting to buck me off. I did not fix anything as I was going to the beach and coming back. I just pretended I didn't know nothing. The reason why she's so good is because I'm constantly fixing her mind. To the point to where I get her mom so dialed in that when I'm walking down the road and a deer jumps out, all she does is move her eyeballs. She don't move any other part of her body. So I say that because I'll be riding her, and I had this happen. This is why I'm telling you. Her eyeballs, a deer jumped out, all she did was look at the deer. Head, body, nothing moved. I'm in the arena, not doing any work with her. Well, I'm doing work with her, but she ain't there. And a deer jumped out, and I fell off. Because I wasn't in the saddle very good, and she did a rollback, and that's her rollbacks is what gets you off, because she turned so fast. And I fell off her. Because when that deer jumped out, her mind wasn't able to deal with the pressure. And that's just a fact. Okay? There's no opinions on that. The fact is that deer jumped out. My horse couldn't deal with the pressure. She rolled back. I fell off. I taught her to deal with, I didn't teach her, I just worked with her so she could deal with it the way I do. And then a deer jumped out, and all she did is move her eyes. And this is, my horse is 14 years old. Same summer, this happened. It's, it's like, don't stay on some horses. I've had horses where you don't have to do none of this stuff ever since the day, I got the horse when it was a year old. I didn't do nothing to get that horse to stop bucking. It never did, and some horses don't. And the reason why I say that is because that horse never bucked. Ever. It would lift its butt up. That's the only thing it would do. It never bucked. I've never seen that horse buck. I had it for 5 years. I couldn't make it buck. And the thing is I know how to make horses buck. And I tried to make that horse buck. And the worst I could get her, because I was going to sell it for a kid's horse, and it ended up being sold for a lesson horse. And I wanted to make sure that I'm selling the horse as I say it is. And so I tried to do things to make that horse buck, and I couldn't do it. The worst, I could get it to lift its butt up. But that horse would not buck. And I'm telling you, I was pretty serious about keeping a kid alive. Let me just tell you that. I wanted to make sure that if I told somebody their kids could ride that horse, that their kid was going to stay alive. And that's probably the most important thing in the world, doing that. But, so I sold 2 horses. I listed them as kids' horses. You couldn't make them buck. Could a deer jump out and they move a little bit quick and you fall off? Yeah, that could happen. But that's not that's just horses. I mean, there ain't nothing you can do about that. There is stuff you can do about it, but I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying. Jeez, oh, Pete, leave me alone. This horse is broke. Now, what I'm trying to do is everything. I need to get off this damn phone. I need to cancel this out. Read a horse. If you're going to start a horse, you need to be able to read it. Your timing, when you're putting pressure on it, you need to keep the pressure on it until the horse relaxes during the pressure. And then when the horse is to whatever level of that you want it to be, you can get on it. I want her to be able to deal with a lot of pressure, like a crap ton of pressure. I want it to be stupid. And her to be like, you don't faze me. I'm chill. You're my owner. I know you're stupid. But I'm tightening up this girth more because what I'm working on, I'm adding pressure. Okay? So before I start, This, I want to get, hey. She's just standing there like, what are you doing? So I want to get that head down so I can read. I'm trying to read. So I just wanted the head down a little bit more so I can read. It came up. Now, am I worried about that on this horse? No, but I'm trying to, so all I'm doing is walking around in a circle to get her head to go down. There's no magic tricks here. And then I want her head to stay down, not come up. So now I'm reading the horse. I'm going to walk around this way this time. And you better quit. See how she just leaned forward to me? She's getting pushy. I didn't get violent, but I just let her know that I seen it and she needs to not do that. I want to put her head back down. So this is... Will you lower your head? We're on video. They can all see you. Put your head down. Do I got to pull on the lead line? Pull it down. Boy, she's relaxed, I'll tell you that. Put some pressure on her. Pressure. 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 Release the pressure is how I got her to put her head down. Okay. You've seen it. I didn't release any pressure. Whatever. It's your story. Tell it how you want. Head came up. So with her, I don't care if her head comes up. But I really am so close to getting this done right now that I'm going to work on it. Get her sideways so you can see her. Who? Well, who? Okay. I'm so close to getting this done. Who? Who? She's so touchy. It's below. This is the first. This is like, oh, so hard to do with her. But it's so close. So close. I'm so much there. This is just a way for me to read a horse. It's just easy for me to see if their head goes up. Ho! Not a good idea to get on her without no bridle. Well, we're done. I'm done talking. Probably won't even post this one. I'm an hour again.